Today's video is going to be for those of you who look out in your lawn, you see some bare spots, but you don't want to go through all the hassle of going and finding grass seed and then finding fertilizer and peat moss and think that that's maybe a little bit too many steps. Well, today I have something very easy for you to be able to fix the bare spots in your lawn. So let's get out of the weeds. So first off, before we get started, let's do a quick update on how the grass seed that I've been planting is doing. So you can see here that the new grass has definitely started to come up there. It's actually doing pretty good. You get down in there and you can see it all coming in there. And I'll put up on the screen what it looked like before I did it, and you can see the new grass seed is filling in really nice. Then here's the section that I actually damaged from my mower bogging down, and you can see here, yep, again the grass is coming up really nice in these areas. I also want to give you guys an update on my friend's lawn that we seeded on Labor Day. So I was out at his house about a week ago, and I got some good video of the progress that his lawn is making. And you can see just from what we did on Labor Day that his lawn is actually looking really nice, and those areas that we seeded from bare ground are actually starting to come up pretty good. And so this video was taken just exactly a week after we planted. And so for him to already be seeing a good bit of grass that he's seeing, that means it's doing really well. And in that time frame between when we planted and when I shot this video, him and his wife actually had a baby. So congratulations to them. But what's pertinent for us is that sometimes life gets in the way and we can't always get to watering our grass. Maybe your wife's getting ready to have a baby and you can't water your lawn 3 times a day. And so that's what happened with him. A few days after we planted this grass seed, his wife went into labor and he wasn't able to water his grass for a while. And you can see grass is so resilient. So even if you miss a couple times, a few days even, of not getting water on that grass, the grass will still be okay. Just make sure you get to it when you can. It's okay if life gets in the way. Don't freak out because the grass will still survive. So now as I walk through and just kind of evaluate my lawn, you can see it's actually doing pretty good. From the aeration and fertilizer application, it's much improved over what it was. And so you'll see here over on my side yard that the grass is starting to really recover nicely here just about 2 weeks after the aeration and fertilizing that we did. But the thing I want to talk about today is from the time when I started taking my grass lower, getting in preparation for aeration, I actually did some damage to my lawn, and I left big clumps actually laying on my lawn, which has actually caused a little bit of damage. And that's what I want to make this video on today, is on repairing small bare spots in your lawn that you have in an even easier method than what I used before. And so if you look here in my lawn, this is a perfect example of some of the spots that I have. They're not big areas, but they're just areas that got messed up because a lot of mowing clippings were laying over top of them. So it actually just hurt the grass that's underneath of it. And you can see it actually happened quite a bit in this area here. And so as you look back at my lawn as a whole, those areas are actually standing out pretty good right now. And so you can see even over here, there's some more of them. And that was just from because I was mowing my lawn at 4 inches. Well, whenever I started to take the lawn down, I didn't do a good enough job of bagging it as well as what I probably should have. And so it left these clippings on top of my lawn and has therefore caused these bare spots that I'm seeing all across my lawn. The product I want to talk about today is Scotts Easy Seed. And so what this is this is actually to help repair bare spots in your lawn. So in this jug here actually contains grass seed, a little bit of soil, and some fertilizer. So pretty much everything that you need to grow grass just contained in this. And so what you'll do is actually just prepare the areas that you have, the bare spots that you have. You'll rake it up and get any the dead stuff out of there, And then you can go through with this and then sprinkle some of this, kind of pour some of this in those bare areas, water it, and then grass will grow in those areas. You've planted new grass seed. And so it's just kind of like a simple all-in-one for bare spots. I have used this in the past, a few years ago, and the results were actually pretty good. So I thought this would be a good thing to actually talk about in a video for those of you who have just some bare spots, or even some spots where maybe like if you have a dog and the dog's peed and it has killed the spots, so you have some spots from dogs or different animals. This is a great thing to pick up that's just kind of an easy all-in-one, and you can be done here in just a few minutes and plant some new grass seed, and then in a couple weeks you'll have a nice looking lawn in that area. So you can see here is the back of the bottle here, and you can see how it works. Combines grass seed, mulch, fertilizer, a trafficker to help keep it from washing away, and then a protectant. So it's just kind of your all-in-one. So with what's in this is actually kind of replacing your peat moss and your fertilizer kind of as an all-in-one application that I broke down in the previous seeding videos. Also, like any time you buy grass seed, it does have the label on the side to tell you exactly what's in there. So you can see from this, it's a combination of creeping red fescue, some perennial ryegrass, another perennial ryegrass, some more fescue, and some Kentucky bluegrass. Now, if you followed along from the previous video where I broke down what these mean, you'll notice the inert matter is extremely high in this bottle. Don't freak out because this is an all-in-one bottle, so it's including everything. So since you're buying the seed with the mulch and fertilizer and everything else in it, all of that stuff makes up the inert matter, and that's why the percentage is so high as opposed to when you're buying just grass seed by itself. One other last thing to note about this is the look at the analysis of the bag where it says 100. So it is the fertilizer that's in here is 1% nitrogen. And so you're not getting a huge fertilizer application. So you do want to take care of your lawn as a whole. This is not a substitute for a good fertilizer application. This just has a little bit of fertilizer in the bag to help get the new grass seed started.
So you want to begin by taking a hand shovel and cleaning out the bare areas, removing all of the dead stuff that's in there. This will allow the seed to be able to come up freely without being suffocated by what's already in there. Next, you want to take your Easy Seed and begin to dump it in the bare area, doing it pretty lightly, but making sure the area is covered. After this, all you need to do is to begin watering consistently, and you will see the grass start to come up very shortly.
As you can see, I have several areas in my lawn that are just little tiny areas. So this Easy Seed is the perfect thing to get to just go and clean out the spot, dump a little bit of that in there, and then you want to make sure you're watering it regularly, just like you do any grass seed, by trying to always keep it wet. So in the coming weeks, I will continue to show you updates on the original grass that I planted, and then also the new grass here that I'm planting with the Scotts Easy Seed to show you some of the results. Always make sure you do some research into what products work best for you. If you just have a few small areas to patch up, the Scotts Easy Seed makes a perfect and affordable choice to repair small spots in your lawn. Now, if you have a lot bigger areas than just some little spots here and there, then this is not the way to go because it will not be affordable and just won't work as well as doing everything else if you're trying to cover a large area. So make sure you're doing this just on small areas like I showed in this video. Now, since I aerated and did some seeding and some fertilizing here a couple weeks ago, I've been trying to stay off my lawn as much as possible. And so I actually have taken off the striper on the back of my mower and I've just been mowing it as quick as I can and getting off my lawn. Well, now that it's been a few weeks, my lawn's starting to recover. It's time for me to get back into having some fun with striping the lawn. So in my next video, I'm going to do a video all about mowing patterns and coming up with really fun designs to stripe in your lawn. So I hope you guys will join me next time when we get out of the weeds into a beautiful lawn.